Have you ever felt like a woman is quietly obsessed with you, but she's trying hard not to show it? She looks at you a little too long, laughs at things that aren't even funny, or suddenly changes her tone when you talk to her. You can feel the shift, something deep, unspoken, magnetic. You might think it's just your imagination, but it's not. Because when a woman secretly fantasizes about you, her body and her behavior start revealing what her words never will. She'll fight her attraction, hide her emotions, even pretend she's not interested. But psychology always leaves clues. Welcome to Be Feminine, where we uncover the deepest layers of female psychology, the signals, emotions, and hidden desires women never say out loud. If you want to understand the emotional code behind how women think and feel about men, this is where you'll learn it. So let's dive into 9 hidden signs. She's secretly fantasizing about you and can't get you out of her head. 1. Her eyes keep giving you away. They say the eyes never lie, and when it comes to female desire, that's completely true. When a woman is secretly fantasizing about you, her eyes betray her thoughts long before she ever speaks. You'll notice it when she looks at you a little longer than normal. It's not just a friendly look, it's loaded with emotion. It's as if she's studying you, memorizing the details of your face, your voice, your energy. Her pupils may even dilate slightly, a biological reaction triggered by dopamine, the same chemical that floods the brain when she's attracted or excited. Sometimes, she might look at you, then quickly glance away when you catch her. That's her mind's defense mechanism kicking in because she's afraid you'll see through her mask. It's not disinterest, it's embarrassment. She just got caught imagining something she shouldn't. Even in group settings, her gaze will find its way back to you. She'll scan the room, pretend to look elsewhere, but somehow her attention always orbits around you. It's like you've become her mental gravity. And if you ever notice her looking from your eyes to your lips, that's not random. That's a subconscious act of attraction. It's her brain silently testing what it would feel like to be closer to you. Now here's what makes this sign powerful. If you hold her gaze, and she doesn't look away immediately, even for 1 or 2 seconds, that tiny moment is filled with hidden electricity. It's an emotional confirmation. Her body is signaling something her mind doesn't want to admit yet. Women fantasize with their imagination, but it always leaks through the eyes first. So when you see her staring, smiling softly, or looking away shyly after your eyes meet, know this: you've already stepped inside her head. 2. Her energy shifts the moment you're around. This one's less about what she says and more about what she feels. When a woman secretly fantasizes about you, her entire vibe changes as soon as you enter the space. She might get nervous, her voice might soften, or her body language becomes slightly more expressive. She might start fixing her hair, touching her neck, or adjusting her clothes, subtle, unconscious signs that her body is preparing to be seen by someone she desires. It's instinctual. Her brain is signaling, he's here. If she was talking loudly with others, she might suddenly grow quieter when you approach. That silence isn't awkwardness, it's her mind freezing between fantasy and reality. Because the person she's been imagining just walked into the room. Her tone may also change. She'll talk to you in a more emotional, feminine way. Her words might slow down. Her laughter sounds softer. Her eyes seem warmer. She's slipping into her emotional space, the place where fantasy lives. And here's the secret most men miss. If her mood changes every time you show up, that's not coincidence. That's chemistry leaking through her self-control. She's trying to act normal, but her body keeps responding to you anyway. Her energy doesn't lie even if her words do. 3. She mirrors you without realizing it. This sign is deeply psychological and incredibly revealing. When a woman starts unconsciously copying your body language, tone, or gestures, it means you've entered her subconscious space. If you lean forward, she'll eventually do the same. If you cross your arms, she mirrors it. If you smile, she smiles back instinctively, not because she's polite, but because her mirror neurons are firing. In psychology, this is called rapport synchronization. It happens when someone feels emotionally connected to you, or when their mind is fantasizing about being connected. It's her subconscious saying, I want to be in rhythm with him. And when she starts doing it naturally, it means her mind has already built an imaginary bond between you, one that often starts in her thoughts, long before she ever confesses it out loud. So, pay close attention. If she mirrors your tone, your posture, your pace of speaking, it's not random mimicry. It's her fantasy trying to align itself with your reality. A woman may never openly tell you she's been thinking about you late at night. But if her eyes linger, her energy shifts, and she starts mirroring your movements, you don't need her to say it. Her psychology already has. 4. She brings you up in random conversations. When a woman can't get you out of her head, you'll start appearing in her conversations even when you're not around. She'll mention you casually, sometimes without realizing it. It might sound like, "Oh, you remind me of someone." Or, "That's just like what you said the other day." Every time she mentions you, it's her mind releasing little fragments of what she's been replaying privately. You've become a mental reference point. Her brain keeps looping back to you because you've triggered emotional stimulation she doesn't fully understand. It's not about obsession in a creepy way. It's about emotional imprinting. When a woman fantasizes about you, her mind associates small, everyday things with your presence. The song playing in her car, the coffee shop she passes, even a random quote online, everything starts connecting to you. If you listen carefully, you'll notice she tries to disguise it as coincidence. She might tease you, joke about something you said, or share a memory that involves you, but it always circles back to the same thing. You're the one running through her mental background. And sometimes she'll ask subtle personal questions about your past, your preferences, what kind of women you like, not because she's curious, but because she's subconsciously comparing herself to your ideal image. That's not small talk. That's fantasy creeping into reality. When she mentions you without any reason, it's not her mouth talking, it's her imagination leaking through. 5. She acts hot and cold and can't explain. Why this is one of the most confusing yet most revealing signs. When a woman secretly fantasizes about you, she's in emotional conflict. One part of her wants to be close to you, the other part wants to hide it. So what happens? She starts acting unpredictable. Some days she's warm, playful, teasing. Other days she's distant, detached, or avoids you completely. You'll wonder, what did I do wrong? But in truth, it's not about you. It's about what's happening inside her head. She's battling between desire and defense. Fantasy feels exciting but risky. It exposes vulnerability. It makes her feel like she's losing emotional control, and most women hate that. So she pulls away to protect her ego, only to get pulled back by her emotions again. That's why one day she'll laugh at your jokes and lean close, and the next day she'll barely make eye contact. If you pay attention, you'll see it's not rejection, it's confusion. Her mind is trying to suppress what her heart has already decided. And here's the key. The stronger the emotional tension, the more inconsistent she becomes. When she's cold, she's trying to escape the fantasy. When she's warm again, she's giving into it. It's a cycle: desire, denial, repeat. And every time she tries to distance herself, it only makes her think of you more. Because resisting attraction doesn't erase it, it magnifies it. 6. She teases you or challenges you. Playfully. A woman's teasing is never random, it's psychological camouflage. When she fantasizes about you, but can't admit it, she hides her attraction behind playful confrontation. It's her way of testing the connection without exposing her real feelings. She might make jokes about your habits, mimic the way you talk, or call you out on something small, not to annoy you, but to create tension. Why? Because tension is emotional glue. It keeps the interaction alive and charged. Teasing allows her to express interest without risking rejection. She can say something like, "You think you're so confident, don't you?" But deep down, what she's really saying is, "I like the way you carry yourself." It's her way of playing with boundaries while keeping her ego safe. Because for her, fantasy is all about the feeling of connection, not the confession of it. You'll also notice she tries to get reactions from you. She might challenge you, interrupt you playfully, or start debates she doesn't even care about just to keep you emotionally engaged. Because when you respond, she gets what she secretly craves: your attention and emotional energy. And if you ever tease her back and she blushes, laughs, or pretends to be annoyed but doesn't walk away, congratulations. You just stepped into her fantasy world. In her mind, that back and forth is foreplay. It's emotional sparring. It keeps her thinking about you long after you've left. Teasing is attraction in disguise. It's flirtation for people who are afraid to be caught flirting. So if she's playful, sarcastic, or always trying to push your buttons, don't overthink it. It's not disrespect. It's her fantasy peeking through her humor. Women rarely admit when they're emotionally invested in a man, especially when it's still in the stage of imagination. But once you start noticing these signs, the way she brings you up, the way her mood swings between warmth and withdrawal, the way she teases to get your reaction, you'll see the truth. She's not just thinking about you, she's replaying you, over and over again in her head, in her emotions, in her daydreams. Because once a woman's mind starts building a story around you, she doesn't let go easily. 7. She becomes extra aware of her appearance around you. When a woman starts fantasizing about you, she becomes hyper-aware of how she looks in your presence, even if she tries to act casual about it. She'll fix her hair when she sees you. She might reapply lip balm, touch her neck, or straighten her clothes. Sometimes it's subtle, barely noticeable, but her body language will always reveal a sudden shift. This isn't vanity. It's instinct. When she imagines you, her subconscious wants to attract you to match the image she's already created in her mind. So when you show up, she unconsciously steps into that fantasy role. You'll notice the difference when she dresses slightly better on the days she expects to see you. Her scent might be stronger. Her tone becomes softer. Her gestures more graceful. She's not doing it for everyone, she's doing it for you. And even if she tries to act indifferent, her nervous hands, adjusted posture, or quick glance in a mirror before approaching you gives her away. It's her way of saying, "I care how you see me," without actually saying it. And here's the truth. When a woman starts caring how she appears specifically around you, it means her emotional investment has already begun. Fantasy has turned into personal attachment, and once that happens, she starts living a little piece of that daydream every time she's near you. 8. She reacts strongly to other women around you. Another deeply revealing sign, and one most men overlook, is her emotional reaction when you interact with other women. When she's secretly fantasizing about you, she might not even realize she's being possessive. But her emotions will show it. If she sees you talking comfortably with another woman, her body language changes. Her smile fades slightly, her tone tightens, or she becomes quieter than usual. It's not that she's angry, it's jealousy disguised as control. Because in her fantasy, you already belong to her. And when reality doesn't match that fantasy, it stirs something emotional inside her. Sometimes she'll overcompensate, start joking louder, interrupting playfully, or even teasing you in front of the other woman to regain emotional dominance. Other times, she'll pull away, completely acting detached, as if she doesn't care. But the truth is, she does. Her fantasy created a version of you that's emotionally hers, even if she's never said it aloud. And when another woman enters that picture, her subconscious sees it as competition. If you notice her subtly watching your interactions or giving off slightly colder energy after you talk to someone else, don't doubt it, that's a powerful sign she's emotionally invested. Jealousy, even in its quietest form, is one of the clearest indicators that her imagination has turned personal. Because fantasy always comes with emotional ownership, even when it's secret. Ninth, her behavior around you feels different than with anyone else. This is the most important sign, the one that combines all the others. When a woman fantasizes about you, her behavior around you feels different. You can't always explain it, but you feel it. Her tone changes when she talks to you. Her laughter sounds softer, more genuine. She listens more attentively. Her eyes linger longer. You'll notice she remembers small details you told her, things most people forget. Maybe she recalls your favorite coffee, a story from your past, or the song you once mentioned. That's not coincidence, that's emotional focus. When she's fantasizing about you, her brain prioritizes your presence. You become an emotional highlight in her day. Even simple moments like a smile, a small compliment, or a shared silence stay replaying in her head long after you've gone. And that's how you'll know it's not just attraction, it's deeper. Because attraction fades when you leave, but fantasy continues even when you're not there. If she seems more alive, more expressive, more emotionally open when you're around, that's not imagination. That's her subconscious connecting the dots between thought and emotion. You've become the story running in her mind. So here's the truth, gentlemen. When a woman secretly fantasizes about you, she might never say it out loud. She'll hide behind humor, act confident, or even distance herself. But her psychology doesn't lie. You'll see it in the way she looks at you, how her voice softens, how her mood changes when you're near. You'll feel it in her teasing, her nervous gestures, her quiet moments of eye contact that seem to last just a little too long. Women are emotional thinkers. They fall in love with moments, not logic. And when those moments trigger a fantasy, when you start living in her imagination, she begins to see you as more than a person. You become a feeling, and that's what makes her drawn to you, even when she tries to resist it. So remember, it's not always about what she says. It's about what her silence, her eyes, her laughter, and her body language whisper without words. If you've ever wondered whether a woman secretly fantasizes about you, now you'll know exactly how to see it and exactly how to feel it. Because when her imagination starts replaying you, it's no longer just fantasy. It's the beginning of emotional attraction she'll never completely control. And that's the power of understanding female psychology, the world she hides, and the one she wishes you'd notice. Thanks for watching Be Feminine, where we decode the hidden emotions behind female behavior and reveal the truth most people never see. If you found this powerful, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more deep dives into the real psychology of women. Until next time, stay emotionally intelligent, stay aware, and never underestimate what her silence is saying.